if someone gave you a button and said, here, every time you press this, it's going to cost you money and take minutes off your life, would you do it? Surprisingly, 20% of all Americans do. The effects of smoking cigarettes are numerous, hazardous, and life-changing. The immediate habitual long-term effects here outlined will explain how the habit changes a non-smoker's life into one controlled by smoking. Though not drastic, the immediate effects of picking up cigarettes are significant and pave the road for much more extreme changes. The immediate physical effects, short-term smoking, just occasionally or just starting smoking, are that physically you get a rush similar to caffeine. It increases your blood pressure, makes you feel a little more alert. During the time that you are smoking and shortly afterwards, you have that smell about you. You have that cigarette smell, and it just sort of stays around you like a cloud until you change your clothes and get a shower. And that also affects your environment. Wherever you're smoking, going to start smelling like cigarettes. Wherever your designated smoking area is, it's going to have that smell. It also changes your environment in that you now have to find designated smoking areas. Either if you're in public, for the most part, you can't smoke, or depending on who you're around, they might tell you, oh, you can only do that outside, or not in my car. Which can change your social life based on the time you're smoking. If you normally hang out with non-smokers who don't want to be around it, then they will tell you, you have to go somewhere else. Or, in that time you have an actual physical separation between you and contented non-smokers. And that can also start to change the social dynamic of people's opinions of you based on whether or not you smoke, for better or for worse, depending on their opinions. As smoking moves from a casual occasional cigarette to a daily habit, certain lifestyle changes accompany it. Of the habitual use of cigarettes, the physical effects are a little more obvious. The smell that would just be for the time that you're smoking immediately afterwards kind of becomes a permanent cloud. All of your clothes start to smell like cigarettes. You start to smell like it. You can't wash it out of your skin. It starts to stain your teeth, your fingers, and your nails. Internally, it starts to affect your sense of smell. It makes it a lot weaker. It increases mucus production, so you have to blow your nose a lot more and cough a lot more. And when you actually become addicted, you physically suffer without it. You suffer withdrawal when you do not get your cigarette. Environmentally, the smoker's cloud becomes permanent. It's on your house, it's on your stuff, it's in your car, it's everywhere you go. People who don't know you can immediately tell you're a smoker. Financially, 2008, a survey was conducted for each state of the U.S., say how much smokers spend annually on cigarettes. And people were spending, state by state, anywhere between $200 and $1,000 a year on cigarettes. And depending on how much money you make, that can severely impact your life. As it is more of a habit, secondhand smoke starts to affect those around you involuntarily, people who are going to be there all the time. Children and pets particularly are more sensitive to it. You can get allergies, you can just get general agitation with it, and it can affect their health just as much as yours. Socially, the non-smokers in your life have to accommodate that, whether it's at work and somebody disappears for 15 minutes because they need a cigarette break, or whether or not you can't hang out with so-and-so because they won't let you smoke. After you become addicted, you almost forget about it as it becomes an integral part of your daily routine. But just because it's a habit doesn't mean your body has adapted to accommodate it. Long-term effects, if you smoke, it's pretty much going to kill you. Smoking is a leading cause of cancer. 40 of the 4,000 different chemicals in cigarettes are identified as carcinogens, and 90% of lung cancer cases are smokers. Other things, diseases linked to smoking include emphysema and heart disease. According to the CDC, over 400,000 Americans die each year because they smoke cigarettes, making it the single most preventable cause of death in the United States. Socially, when you contract these diseases or it does end up killing you, your loved ones now have to deal with the repercussions of either your failing health or your death. From your first cigarette to your last dying day, whatever positive consequences you may incur by smoking are far outweighed by the negative effects. If someone handed you a button and said, "Here, push this," it pigeonholes you into a particular social group, physically changes you and your personal environment, and will, in all likelihood, one day kill you. Would you do it?